Welcome to another video presented by 59 Radio. My name is Michael Dickerson, KC9PHK. Today I'm going to present a small video with slides. What is Amateur Radio Field Day? Amateur Radio Field Day is an amateur radio event held yearly, supported by the ARRL, Amateur Radio Relay League. Over 35,000 people are estimated to participate. Field Day is an event to make as many contacts as possible in the allotted time, which is just around 24 hours, using 160, 80, 40, 20, 15, and 10 meter HF bands, as well as all the bands 50 megahertz and above, and you learn to operate in abnormal conditions. Field Day is mainly centered around amateurs living in areas covered by the ARRL, RAC field organizations, and countries located in the IARU Region 2. Those outside the area can still participate and make contacts, but they cannot submit their entries. When is Field Day? Field Day is always held the fourth or the full weekend of June, the last full weekend of June every year, and it begins at 1800 UTC on Saturday and runs through 2059 UTC Sunday. For Field Day in 2022, it is June 25th to June 26th. Who participates in Field Day? You have your amateur radio clubs, individuals, groups of guys that just want to get together, gals, kids, Cub Scouts, other STEM type groups. Those interested in ham radio or learning can go out to one of the local or non-local Field Day events. Check out the gathering. You can get on the air with the guidance of an amateur operator. And for information on your local Field Day, I've got a website here, http://www.arrl.org/field-day-locator, and that will hopefully find you a local event. Most amateur radio clubs, groups will register them if they're wanting them to be open to the public. And the ARRL has a nice map where you can zoom down and see the location and get directions to those sites. So what's Field Day like? Each club, group, or individual setup is different. Some will be very strict. They're set up, they're detailed, they have a schedule on when operators are going to operate on which bands. Others are casual, like a potluck or a picnic, demonstrations, a get-together, just for fun, just to see what you can do with the limited resources. Something that's kind of interesting, Field Day often gets a visit from governors, state representatives, senators, mayors, emergency management individuals. There are bonus points for visits from those individuals. Okay, where is Field Day? Field Day operations could be in a local park, an emergency operations center, a remote location, or even an individual's backyard. Our club, we've done several Field Days at our emergency operations center. We've also used the local park several times. Okay, here's a couple examples of our Field Days. The one on the left and the one on the right are both outside of our emergency operations center. As you can see on the left, that's a temporary setup for an antenna, mast pipe being erected near a drive, and then it's being staked. You can see the yellow rope to hold it up. On the right side, this was the operation from that, and you can see set up an umbrella, set up a radio running off of some sort of alternative power. Oh, I can see the extension cord behind the setup, so it looks like we were probably running off of the Emergency Operations Center's generator during this event. It's been several years ago. Just a little recap, Field Day is not a contest. There are no awards, no certificates, no requirements to report any contacts. Bonus points can be claimed for things like operations without commercial power, so your battery, solar, wind, however you're powering without the use of commercial power. Running low power, or visits by organizations that you're served, such as Salvation Army, Red Cross, local emergency management. Field teams, groups, clubs, individuals can submit the contacts and scores to the ARRL, which then will display them in the December QST magazine. All right, here are a couple other. I believe these were within, last year. So here we got, over on the left-hand side, a temporary setup with a vertical-looking antenna and the operator nearby. Then we have another of a picture. Here in the white truck, it looks to be a bumper-mounted install using a mast pipe as a center point, center-fed dipole. Over in the top right, there was a little demo of the attempt at making a contact with the satellites. One of our operators likes to do satellite work, and he brought out his satellite antenna and a handheld and tried to make contacts with the satellites and the International Space Station as they made their passes during field day. And the bottom right picture, it's hard to see, but on the ground is my battery. I have a solar panel also spaced out there to the left off camera that was powering my battery or recharging, and I was just operating there. I've got a vertical push-up pole that also not visible from this picture. All right, we like to do some discussions over operations. So top left, there's several years back, one of our not-so-locals came over and demonstrated some DMR for us while we were circled around the radio. He demonstrated a hotspot and some DMR usage. The top right, we've got just guys standing around listening to the radio, enjoying the nice day. Same thing, the bottom left picture. I believe that is a Morse code operator. And then the bottom right is definitely Morse code operations from a few years ago. Here's a couple more. Field day is also good for socializing. Bringing out hams that may not get to your regular meetings. It usually turns out to be a nice weekend, but you always have to plan for weather hazards, wind, and this gazebo that we used on the bottom right actually worked out well. It was nice and open. We could several of us get underneath there. We didn't really have to deal with the weather during field day this past year. And the top left was an older picture from several years ago where it was so nice that we could just operate pretty much out in the open at the park. And that will conclude this video on field day. If you have any questions, comments you want to throw us, be sure to post those in the comments, and we'll try to get to them as we can. A reminder that if you are not subscribed, make sure you subscribe to our channel so you're made aware of our new videos. Let us know what you want us to do next. We'll also encourage you that if you're upgrading your license, we do have the Tech, General, and Extra license videos. If you need anything else from us, let us know what you need, and we'll try to make it where we can. We're a small group of guys that do videos as we can. So again, on behalf of 5-9 Radio, thank you, like it, subscribe, and come back.